Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace. Ding ding ding. Please welcome the new Raw Women's Champion, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, and here comes the brand new Raw Women's Champ, Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace, who said she was going to do what she had to do, and that was beat Ruby Red and Jasmine at Clash of Champs. And that is what she did. Jordan, I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, I'm Jordan Grace watching. I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, I'm Jordan Grace, Jordan Grace. I'm Jordan Grace, I'm Jordan Grace, I'm Jordan Grace. Way! Doesn't it feel alright to be here, standing here as your Raw Women's Champ? What? It feels amazing that I have finally proved my rights. That I have finally written my receipts, and that now I finally get to call myself Raw Women's Champion. Yay! But the fact is that now I am standing in this ring as your Raw Women's Champ. I would like to know who is next so they can get this beating and they can know what it feels like to have this Raw Women's Champion. Now, before we figure out who is our next opponent and before we drop down to basics, let's go back to Clash of Champions. Because I want to make this perfectly clear. I made no mistake when I said I was going to take the Raw Women's Champion off the shoulders of Ruby Red. I made no mistake when I said that. But then, after Clash of Champions, Jasmine had the nerve to get in my face and say that she wants a match against me. Well, if I so claim, remind Jasmine, before Clash of Champions, I was the same one who pinned Jasmine. So if Jasmine thinks she will take this Raw Women's Champ that I just won at Clash of Champs, she is mistaken. Because the thing is, I don't understand how I just beat Jasmine and Ruby Red at Clash of Champions, and they are still begging for more of Jordynne Grace. What? But the question is that if I already beat Ruby Red, and if I already have beaten Jasmine, again, like I just said, who is next? Because the thing is, I will defend this Raw Women's Championship along the road. I will defend this Raw Women's title whenever I have to, whenever I want. Because last time I noticed is that when you are champion, you run the division. So I don't know what Maddox Prime is doing with her division, but I know certainly and for sure what I am doing on my behalf. I don't care about Jasmine and her reign as the SmackDown Women's Champion. What I care about is me carrying the Raw side. What I care about is me carrying this Raw Women's Champion. And what I care about is that I am going to stay Raw Women's Champ as long as I am here in the WWE. So, for whoever thinks that they're going to take this Raw Women's Championship away from me, they must be mistaken. Because last time I checked and last time I noticed that I am the Raw Women's Champ, which means I can defend this title whenever I want and whenever I decide to put it on the line. Everyone should know now that I am the face of this division and that I am the Raw Women's Champion. And that is all about me. It's no more longer about Ruby Red. Ruby Red has been talking for years and months that this division belongs to her. Well, let me get something straight to you, baby. It's no longer yours. It's mine. Because I took something that you love the most, and that is this Raw Women's title. Demetria Morgan. Demetria Morgan. Demetria. And here comes another former Raw Women's Champ who held the title for 405 days before she lost it again to Ruby Red. Demetria Morgan. Demetria Morgan. And I think Jordan Grace has just got mad that Demetria Morgan comes out here to interrupt her ceremony, her celebration. Demetria Morgan. Demetria Morgan. Hold on. Let me stop you in your tracks real quick, champ, before it eventually gets you hurt. Because just because you think that now you're welcome here at the WWE Universe and the WWE headquarters, even though that you were with NXT, let me tell you something, Grace. Please get that through your head that we do not care that you was with NXT. We don't care that you're no more longer the same Jordan Grace from NXT. We do not care because deep down inside, we all know that you're still that same Jordan Grace from NXT. You might be telling us that you're a different Jordan Grace, but we still don't believe you. Shut up, I'm not done talking. We think that you are still showing your same ego as when you were NXT Women's Champ 3 or 5 months or years ago. We really don't care of how many times you've been champion. But just know, since you want to holler about who's next in line, who's this, who's that, just know I want to challenge you for that Raw Women's Championship. So I can show you what it actually feels like to hold the Raw Women's Champ. See, Jordan Grace, you think just because you're a woman from NXT, and that's what most WWE superstars think. They think just because they are from NXT, they run us. The ones that were here before them. So I'm going to show you that you're not the same Jordan Grace that you say you are. Because I am going to challenge you. And this is not a threat, Grace. So take this as a promise. I am going to challenge you for that Raw Women's Champion at Roadblock end of the line. And when I do challenge you for that Raw Women's Champion, I promise you, the days that you have been Raw Women's Champ since Clash of Champions, which you only been champion for 15 days already. So if I beat you at Clash of Champions, at Roadblock end of the line, if I beat you at Roadblock end of the line, which I'm knowing that's going to happen, however many days you walk in to Roadblock end of the line as the Raw Women's Champ, those days will be over. What? You know what, Morgan? There are females unlike you that doesn't believe a person when they say they are not the same. But I guess I got a boom. And there goes Grace. No. And Grace taking off the Raw Women's Champ. And Grace throwing. And there goes Grace. No. And there goes the Raw Women's Champ. It kicked to Morgan. And now Morgan. Morgan. And they kick by Grace. And Grace, oh, with that step up enziguri kick. And Grace, no, planting her down. Oh, and another one. And Grace about to show Ruby Red. Wait a minute. Here comes Ruby Red. And it's about to be some chaos. Ruby Red. And here comes Red. And Red going after Grace. Red. Oh. Ruby Red did not forget. She has not forgotten. And Ruby Red. And here comes Red beating the crap out of Grace. Oh. Ruby Red. Oh. My girl Ruby Red. Oh. Super kick. Oh. Yeah. Oh. And oh. And now Ruby Red getting in the ring. And now Ruby Red going after Morgan. And Ruby Red going after Morgan. What is going on here? And Ruby Red. Oh, and they drop kick to Morgan. And now Ruby Red. Oh, yeah. Oh, Morgan. Oh, yeah. Oh, Morgan. Yeah. Oh, DDT. Oh, yeah. No. Face first, Morgan. And oh, wait a minute. Ruby Red. Oh. And Ruby Red. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Gets caught by Grace. Oh. Grace says she's the champ now. Oh. And if Ruby Red got a problem with it, Grace. Oh. That moonsault. Grace with the moonsault off the apron. Is mine, is mine, is mine. And everyone is sick of Grace. And here comes Jasmine. Oh, who was ready to meet Grace at the ring and got a moonsault. And Grace, oh, super kick to Jasmine. Oh, and they kick the Ruby Red. Grace is putting all these opponents behind her. Grace is the Raw Women's Champion now, and people need to understand. Yeah. Oh, kick out the corner. Oh, kick the Ruby Red. Kill. Uh-oh, Morgan. Oh, Nita Grace. It didn't phase. Oh, yeah. Oh, enziguri to Morgan. Morgan, yeah, no, gets that moonsault. Grace, no, won the Jasmine. She want to make sure that she gets it. No, moonsault to Grace, yeah, no, and a spine buster to Ruby Red and Grace, no, launching at all heights. And now Grace, no! Spine buster to Jasmine, no! Spine buster to Morgan. And here we go, Grace with all three, no! And a moonsault to all three. The Raw Women's Champ is unstoppable. Grace another moonsault. Grace said she's gonna show this, universe that she is not the same Grace that people remember from NXT. And another moonsault by Grace. Grace is not done. Grace, no! Grace continuing this anger. Grace with buku moonsault. She can do this all. She can do this all night. Grace, no! And a moonsault to all three. And Grace, still continuing to beat them up. And Jasmine going after Morgan. What is going on here? And Jasmine, drop kicking Morgan into the corner. And a big boot to Jasmine. 4-way match at Roadblock end of the line for that Raw Women's Champ if things continue to escalate out here. And now Grace back in the ring, and Grace, and we was only supposed to hear from Grace only tonight, and Ruby Red, needs to Grace, another kick, Ruby Red, Ruby Red, Ruby Red might have the final word. Ruby Red now planting everybody down. Ruby Red kick. Ruby Red kick. And Ruby Red, last one. Ruby Red kick. And now Ruby Red, and Ruby Red closing lining everyone out of her ring. And Ruby Red is fired up. Ruby Red has lost control here on WWE Indie Matches you would like to see. And Ruby Red asking for a mic. You know what? I have had it. This ends now. I have had it with Jordan Grace. I have had it with Jasmine. I have had it with Morgan. This ends at Roadblock, end of the line. I want a 4-way match for my Raw Women's title. Way. So Grace, I hope you're listening, because before I came out here, I asked the general manager to give me this match, and he gave it to me. So at Roadblock end of the line, I will be taking back what's mine, and that's the Raw Women's Champion. Boom, boom, boom. Ruby Red. Ruby Red. So Ruby Red has spoken facts. And once again, Ruby Red, Jasmine, and Grace is back at beef again. We thought that this would come to an end after Clash of Champions, but we guess not. The beef still runs between Grace and Jasmine, but a new member has been added to the beef, and her name is Morgan. It's a 4-way match at Roadblock, end of the line for the Raw Women's Champ. Ruby Red, Grace, Jasmine, Demetria, Morgan, all at Roadblock, end of the line.